Is it hard to understand?
When it comes to reading the Bible, the first thing that comes to mind is the fact that this is the Word of God.
The seals have been broken, and the truth is here.
And when we go throughout the scriptures, when we go throughout extra biblical records, we find that the language that God employed, that He used to create the heavens and the earth, was the Hebrew language.
Christ said, I came for the lost sheep of the house of Israel. But yet no one, no religious leader, no religious church out there anywhere can now identify the 12 tribes of Israel. Can we? God is quite simple, but it seems as if man makes understanding Him hard.
What are those mysteries?
The truth of your book and the truth will make you free. The Hebrew and Bible Academy, you're invited.
Shalom, shalom, everyone. How is everybody doing out there today? I am Elder Rawchaa, and you are tuning in tonight on G.O.C.C. Media. Shalom, everybody. Before we start, let me know, can everybody hear me out there? If I'm too loud, if I'm too low, let me know. Because tonight we have a beautiful show. All right, I'm just coming in from the homestead, actually working, believe it or not. I mean, this is what I do. I just work all day. That's what I'm always working. You know what I mean? I'm known for working. You know what I mean? For certain. The tea is sold out. Oh, the tea is already replenished. Don't worry about it. The tea is already replenished. I told y'all a few years ago, I've been promoting this tea for a few years, and I knew that it was going to be a beast. I knew it was going to be a beast. You know what I mean? So it's going to be back. So you could just check the site probably tomorrow. It's already going to be back up there. It's already back up there. But we sound loud and clear. Everybody said, all right, already. Peace and blessings. Tonight's title is How to Keep God's Dietary Law with Modern Foods. How to keep God's dietary law with modern foods. There's so many opinions out there. And guess what? That doesn't mean people's opinions are bad when it comes to their own lives. But we're just going to, once again, put our people in remembrance and those who may be new, and just try to give them a little guide. Try to give them a little guide to help them. You know what I mean? So I am not the person to try to get and be in people's houses and try to tell them every little thing that they should do, because we know that the scripture said that we would eat poisons and not die. Okay, and I'm going to give you an example. We got chemtrails at an all-time high everywhere. People are getting sick. On top of the four winds of heaven that comes in to bring in the new season. Okay, those intercalary days, those 4 days, because we go off of a 364 calendar, those 4 days that brings in those seasons, a lot of times people get sick. So that's a lot of time when before those seasons comes in that I like to deworm myself. And even outside of deworming, I have things that are pretty powerful that I'm going to show you guys here in the near future of how to, keep yourselves on point when it comes to these chemtrails and not get sick through these seasons, because some of us can be, really strong when it comes to our health and our immune system. But when they over pump things, and especially if you're a person who's just constantly working and, you're not getting a lot of rest, it's easy for you to get sick if you're doing that, because it's not enough time in a day, really. It's not that his immune system is not strong. Sometimes they don't get enough rest. Okay. So how to keep God's dietary law with modern foods. And we're going to discuss some of the ways that they used to do things in the ancient times and some of the ways that they are doing it today, and why they are possibly doing it that way. But first, before we go forth, I just want to, give information on our beautiful Hebrew and Bible Academy, if you don't mind, really quick. Okay. So right now, if you look at the page, okay, if you look at the page on my left, all right, you're going to see that I'm at a website, historytimes.org. All right. And this is our Hebrew and Bible Academy that we have on Sundays, right? Because you're supposed to worship the Sabbath on the seventh day. And then on Sunday, we decided to, you understand, teach our people as well. Okay. I don't care what religion you're in. Christian, you know, if you're you know, you do Buddha, you do yoga, we don't care what you in. Guess what? I think everybody can see the times that we're in right now. If you can't see right now that we are in the end of the world, something is wrong with you. And if your gods or your religion or your group or whoever you're a part of is not telling you how to get through these times, and they're just having you do all types of crazy stuff that's just pointless, but not telling you how to actually save your soul. And you've probably been hearing about, is the Bible real? Is Jesus Christ real? Now, I'm going to tell you this. A lot of you who are on the other side of the world know that his name is not Jesus Christ because there was no J's or U's when he was walking the earth. So we have all of this information here. Yeshaya is his name, and you understand his father's name is Ahaya, which is I am that I am, because he created all things. So on this day, you will get these powerful lessons at historytimes.org. Now, right now, you can still enroll, okay, before December 14th, okay, 2025, excuse me. All right. And it is a 3-month course, okay, before I forget. And the time is going to be 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, okay? New York time. So the seats are always filling up fast. So you definitely want to try to jump in there, okay? You definitely want to try to get your seat so you can understand what's going on and not miss out. And also get your get your spot in helping put in for this work. Listen, putting in for this, believe it or not. So it's like a charitable work. Simultaneously, you get to learn, and that's a good thing because you support, you know, and you put your treasure, you know, where your mouth is, your money where your mouth is. Okay. This academy's theme beyond 2025. Hope after Armageddon. Is there any hope after Armageddon? Well, there is for the righteous, for the 144,000 in the righteous who will be under them, the men, women, and children who will be under them. Okay, let me tell you about some of these lessons here. How Israel prepared to leave Egypt, the wilderness. Okay, how Israel prepared to leave Egypt, and we're not talking about those Edomite white people living in the land of Israel. Those people are fitting a part of prophecy for sure. But we're talking about a different set of people, actual biblical bloodline Jews. Okay. Now, you didn't hear me say anything bad about those people. You just heard me say that they're fitting a certain part of prophecy. Okay. How Israelites lost Jerusalem in this beautiful book right here, the book of Josephus. Okay. How Israelites lost Jerusalem. Very similar to the times that we are in right now. We go into things like the War of the Jews, 70 A.D. What happened when the Romans sacked Jerusalem? Very similar to what's going on right now. Another lesson, powerful lesson. Ishmael, the silent enemy of the Israelites. The Arabs, and I've lived among the Arabs. I really, really, really understand their culture from the head to the tail, from the high to the low. I understand their culture because I lived among them for 8.5 years. I even learned to speak some of the language to get around, and I'm still I lost my Spanish when I went to Egypt because I learned, you know, so much Arabic that because I needed to survive when I was out there. Okay. So if you haven't traveled, you probably don't understand you understand this Bible just as well. I think traveling is a very important thing to understand how these nations actually operate, not just living among them here. Okay. So we've been fortunate to actually be able to do that. Okay. Check this next lesson out. Jews, an in-depth lesson on the synagogue of Satan. Okay. An in-depth lesson on the synagogue of Satan, the boogeyman. Everybody wants to know who Satan is. Oh, Satan. Listen, I'm watching shows like Viking. They even show him coming, and it's funny because they'll say he's a wanderer. And how do we know that Satan? Because in the scriptures, the Most High said he would be he said, "Where are you going?" He said, "I was walking to and fro upon the earth as a wanderer." So this guy would come along and deal with women, and then he would just dip off on them. And it showed he had powers and all that. Like this dude, let me tell you, in this show, he had his hands, could make fire and all of this different stuff. They were showing how the Vikings were dealing with the gods. All right. But that's just a TV show. We go into actual biblical scriptures in history about this guy. Okay, about this dude who we don't fear at all. Okay, we don't fear him because we're walking with the person who created him in our vessel through the power of the Holy Spirit that he have given us, the Rawchaa. Check it out. The next one is AI technology in the days of Noah, correlating how a lot of this technology that we see today is not something that's new. It's ancient technology. Okay? It's ancient intelligence. That's what AI means. Artificial intelligence is what they call it, but it's really ancient intelligence. Okay? So once again, you have to come to historytimes.org to sign up. Let everybody know who wants to be regardless if they want to be a biblical scholar or not. If men want to learn how to rule their households well, I recommend it. You don't want to be a man with a woman, and then you always have to call another man to help you with your situation. You want to be equipped before you marry a woman. Trust me when I say that. I've been counseling relationships, man, for years now. And I call myself pretty good at it because I just listen to what these scriptures says, and through experience of life, experience of relationships, older people, younger people. Let me tell you, you definitely want to stay tuned in this. And in some of the academies that you take, actually they speak about relationships. But that's a whole nother topic that's a never-ending topic when it comes to Eve spirit in our sisters modern day. Oh, that's a whole, oh my goodness. And I'm not talking about the virtuous daughters who are very rare. They just so happen to be, not giving their husband too much of a hard time. They all gonna be emotional. But let me tell you, we give you some tips on how to keep a good relationship. All right. And I'll be talking about, I'll go into another show about relationships on this show as well. But they actually have this on the academy, okay, where they have a roundtable discussion. So, once again, it's a 3-month online Hebrew, Bible, and history course with powerful news that's coming all the way from the other side of the world in Europe with our Elder Rawchaa. He gives breaking news that it's not being readily shown in America. Okay, he comes on here showing what's going on both sides of the earth. He has even something called Sodom Watch. He got something called Sodom Watch. Hey, just tune in and you could find out what's going on with Sodom. Hey, Rawchaa, man, we might need to see what's going on with these East Indians over there, brother, because let me tell you, it ain't just in Babylon. When I was in Egypt, you got the shimmy, squirt booty dance, let me tell you, I just seen some stuff on the internet that's just outright crazy. And I'm seeing these East Indians, and I'm like, man, they talking about taking Issachar out of here. They need to be the ice, before the ice melts, they need to be taking out these East Indians. You know, maybe Trump found out what's really going on over there with the wrestling and with the army. Hey, you need to add that in that Sodom watch, brother. It's listen, it's real over there. So once again, you also get the Hebrew language that the ancient Hebrews spoke, just like that God wanted them to speak. But we lost our language from falling away from this, from our forefathers, from the commandments of our God. Our forefathers fell away from those commandments. So we're not blaming anybody. That's why we're saying, listen, you can get salvation too. Now, a lot of your people, they're going to go to Valhalla, hell. They're going to go to Hades, whatever they want to call it. It's just like a lot of our people. That's just the reality of it. But we're going to do our best to make sure that we don't judge our people, and we try to save as many as we can before this destruction is over. And one of the best ways to do it is to educate them. Because grown people already know what they want to do, guys. I'm going to tell you right now. And I'm going to tell a lot of you, before we go into this lesson, you can't beat your family over the head with the truth. You got to stop that. You got to stop that. And I'm going to tell you, when you are new in the truth, that's usually the way that it happens with all of us. When we're new, we're very zealous. But the less I talk about the truth, the more you actually convert people by your actions and just being a light and just showing them how your life has become better from the truth. I'm just telling you the truth. It's like even showing them, like, listen, I'm good. Like, I don't got to be involved with all of this stuff. And I'm like standing on it and I'm good. No disrespect. I don't think I'm better than you. And you like, listen, still sending gifts and still like, listen, I'm going to tell you, even though I don't really believe in his birthday things and all that, if my niece has a birthday, for example, I send gifts. I send money. Why? Because it's just wisdom. It's still showing love that they understand in their language. I'm not worshiping a God. I'm doing what Christ would do. If you just cut off everybody in the time of emergency, in the time of need, you don't have anybody. You don't have anybody at all. And then you're coming to the church, I need money, I need this and that. Listen, you cut everybody off. That's not what Christ said to do. Okay, so you have to be patient, just like the Most High was patient with you for years. Straight up. You got to, just like you were weaned, you have to wean them and you have to be patient with them. So I'm just putting that out there because people come on Facebook and everybody's trying to, it's like, man, it's almost like, is the truth really powerful for you guys? Because you like, it's a bunch of Hebrews, and I hate to go here since we're talking about the academy. It's a bunch of Hebrews I notice who comes on there, and you guys are friends with each other, and you're friends with some of your family and coworkers, and then you're just putting on there Thanksgiving and this and that. It's like, it's all good. We teach these lessons already on the Sabbath, but you guys are like, instead of you actually trying to educate in a wise way, because we have teachers, you actually just come on there, I don't do this, and it's like blah, 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 blah. Yeah, you just threw a rock in the water and scared all the fish away. You just told everybody how better you are than them because you don't do this when you were just doing it before. Let me tell you, you had gravy dripping from that pork chop. You was biting the gristle, the bone, and you was just doing all of these things. All right, so you just got to be wise out there. So I just wanted to put that out there really quick. Just be wise, because you just coming on there sharing stuff on Facebook, and then other people who's in the church is sharing, and it's like, okay, what are you really doing? You use all of that energy and you still didn't wake nobody up. A grown person is going to do what they want to do. Trust me. All right. So just be led by the Spirit is really all what I'm saying, because you'll just feel like you're alone and unhappy. Because it's like every year you're going to do the same thing. You know what I mean? Like, listen, we got lessons for this stuff. We got lessons, but those lessons go out to the world, to the whole earth. But you don't create enemies for yourself. If you told them once, you told them twice, you told them thrice, they know what you told them. And if they want to know about it, they're going to ask you questions. Trust me when I say, you could take it or leave it. You listen to Top Wisdom right now. I'm gonna tell you right now. All right, I'm loved by those who I'm supposed to be loved by, not the world. When I travel the earth, I got a place to go in Europe. I got a place to go in Africa. From being wise, so I'm just telling you, I can go there with no money, and because of the good works of Christ, be good. And I'm just keeping it real. I'm not just talking. I'm telling you the truth. So you have to learn how to be all things to all men. And it may take you a little time. It's all good, but I just have to put that out there for y'all. All right. So without further ado, let's jump into this beautiful lesson. How to keep God's dietary law with modern foods. All right. So why this matters. Let me get it. Let me get my notes here so I can make sure that I am on point. The Most High's dietary laws, right? Let me get this. Let me zoom in so I can see a little better for myself here. I probably zoomed in a little too much for that. That's a little better right there. Forgive me. I got to make sure I'm ready like Freddie. All right. The Most High's dietary laws, they were not only for the ancient people. The pastors are claiming that the law is done away with. I heard Creflo Dollar, just recently talking about the law and how it's done away with. It's like, brother, give me a break here. Don't you know that in the book of Revelations, it talks about you can't get into the kingdom of heaven if you're not keeping the law or the commandments? Come on, like, that's in the book of Revelations. That's in the last book. So you don't want to go in the first book. It's all good. Even though you're supposed to, because Christ comes in the volume of the book. In the last book, it says you can't get in if you're not keeping the commandments. So let me say this. If there's no law, that means people can come in the church and lie. God says he hates a liar. So that means that you create your own law, because I can tell you, if a Christian pastor finds somebody lying in the church, let me tell you, they're going to reprimand them. So is that not a law? If they see somebody fornicating, they're going to reprimand them in the Christian church. Now, maybe they're free to a certain degree, but I've seen them reprimand people for things like this. I see them reprimanding people, right? And chastising people when they don't pay tithes. And tithing is a law. So is everything else done away except for the law of tithing? Oh, man. You're talking about confusion, which our God is not the author of. Our God, he is not the author of confusion, guys. I'm going to tell you that right now. Our God is not the author of confusion. Don't that sound like a bunch of confusion, y'all out there? You're talking about common sense here for people who are actually supposed to be like experts in the Bible. The only expert in the Bible is Christ himself. He's the word. As long as you just teach him, let me tell you, you don't have to call yourself an expert. He's going to make it very clear for the people when you teach upon precept, line upon line, here a little, there a little. Okay? So, modern food. Okay? Now, well, let's go back to the dietary laws of the ancient ones. It wasn't only made for them, it was also made for the people who would be living in these generations as well. Modern food, in my notes here, it says, is genetically altered, chemically treated, nutritionally degraded, is what I wrote. We must apply the law wisely in this modern world to be able to make it until the end, like Christ said in Matthew 24. For he that endured to the end, the same shall be saved. Now check it out. Malachi 3:6. What did the Most High say in there? I am the Lord and I change not. So his son did not die for us to put filth in our body, to be unhealthy. So if you want to be wise and explain this to people who you know or love, I would tell them first, hey, when they ask, why don't you eat this and why don't you do this anymore? Well, I found out that a lot of these things cause cancer. A lot of these things cause diabetes. A lot of these things cause high blood pressure. I would start there first in a place that they can understand. Okay, that's where I would start. And I would also start living it consistently first. And we all know everybody got to go get a bite to eat, got to go get a little, grab something real quick from somewhere. But usually when I do that, I always look up a mom and pop type of shop, because I know there's going to have a little less than some fast food chain that I just can't really go to, knowing what I know nowadays. All right. So you have to do your research on a lot of these places. If you want to keep the law, you have to know which places are putting lard and pork in the beans in the Hispanic restaurants, like the Mexican restaurants. You have to know which chicken is fried in it, which donuts. So this is your due diligence as a law keeper. All right. But I'm going to tell you, outside of just going out to eat, we're going to have to ask ourselves, do we want to live? Do we want to endure to the end? Do we want to make it? Because it's going to take some sacrifice. Okay? Let's go to Romans 15:4 really quick. Romans 15:4 really quick. Shalom, Elder Dale. Shalom, sir. Let me get that really quick. I want you guys to check this out just really quick. Let me fix this up for you. All right. All right. So, Romans 15:4 says, for whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we, through patience and comfort of the scriptures, might have hope. So the things before time were actually written as an example for us to live by, guys. Very important that we understand this. Some people take this and like, they take this and they make their own way because they want to tell people what they should be doing. No, do what's good for you and your family. And if you're a grown man and a grown woman, you don't let someone else tell you how you want to live in your own house. You really want to follow this law or you don't. And also, if you're following a law, you follow it according to the way of your time schedule, your ways, your palate, your taste buds, what you like to do. All right? Yeah, that's the best way to do this thing. Now, let me give you an example of why we're going through some of this today. I have a video here. Okay. Really quick. Fair use for educational purposes only here. Let me make sure I got the volume here on. Okay. Fair use for educational purposes only.
EPA is starting to allow the use of pesticides containing PFAS on food. It's part of an effort to roll back the regulation of what are called forever chemicals because they don't break down easily in the environment. Last week, the agency approved the use of 2 new pesticides that qualify as PFAS. It means that farmers could spread them on crops like romaine lettuce, broccoli, and potatoes. The Washington Post is reporting that agency plans to approve 4 more pesticides. Not much is known about their long-term impact, but PFAS have been linked to certain cancers, birth defects, and other health problems. In a statement to the NewsHour today, the EPA said it will provide transparent, science-based information on how the chemicals are evaluated.
So, one more time. I think we have to refresh it one more time. So this is one of the reasons why I want to talk about this today, because we're dealing with a lot when it comes to our food right now. And this is one of the main things why I wanted to go into it. One second. This is one of the hidden things that's overlooked.
The use of pesticides containing PFAS on food. It's part of an effort to roll back the regulation of what are called forever chemicals because they don't break down easily in the environment. Last week, the agency approved the use of 2 new pesticides that qualify as PFAS. It means that farmers could spread them on crops like romaine lettuce, broccoli, and potatoes.
It's going to be time for us to listen, take what we're hearing out there serious. You hear that? Broccoli, romaine lettuce, and potatoes. Now, should we get up in arms spiritually, emotionally, going crazy about what are we going to do? Well, it's very simple. You see the times ahead. What are you going to do? Are you going to just continue to accept this? Or what are you going to do? Now, there are alternatives. You can make more money. It's not easy. It's not easy to make money in this society, in this capitalistic society. It's not that easy. You can plant food. You can wash these chemicals off. Whatever is best for you is what you're going to have to do. But eventually, their goal is to provide you with what they think is best for you, which is slavery. So if you don't want to be in the mindset of a slave, you have to, take things in your hand as best as possible. It's only so much we can do. We are in captivity from our forefathers' sins in these curses, but let me tell you, knowledge is power. Wisdom is above all things. And, whatever we need to do is what we're supposed to do. We can't just hear this information and wait till the last minute and think that it's just going to figure itself out. Okay? That's just one of the examples I wanted to show. That's just one of the examples I wanted to show, all right? Now, you have a lot of people who are learning how to make bread. You have a lot of people who are learning how to, make wine and do different homesteading type of things. And what usually happens is we try to compare the modern day way of doing things. Like if you learn how to make bread, for example, and I'm not shunning anybody's skills or the lack thereof. What I'm saying is, because I know it's you start somewhere. Where you start is not where you finish. When I first learned how to make bread, it was not what we taught you guys on our show, which we're going to come on here and speak a little bit about again. I'm actually going to, here we have, my wife and I, we brought this thing about the bread out. You already always had people baking bread, but you didn't really have black people or Israelites teaching people how to fresh meal bread. So I had to bring that out. And believe it or not, it have evolved in other sisters and brothers out there doing this on a major, powerful level, But even when a lot of people start to make bread and they go from making the bread from the normal flour And then they go to finally transitioning to sourdough, and then going to fresh milled, excuse me. They compare the texture to the modern day. It's like we want to make everything that's from the ancient time or before our time that we were present. We want to make that like the modern stuff, as if that's the actual foundation. It's not. And like I tell my wife a lot of times, when we're always learning and coming up with with these new things that we're learning, I like the old way. I am from the old world. I know why I was born. I know why I was here. I like the thick, coarse things, the coarse salt, the coarse bread. Right? There's what do I want to say? There's a lot of research, on these topics that we're talking about tonight. A lot. And our people are just not looking into it. But when we finally do, we compare it to modern day, and then we stop doing it. You think that Christ was eating some of this bread that you see in the bakery today? No, of course not. You want to be like Christ? I don't know if you do. I like everything he liked. And that doesn't mean that you would have to like every food he tasted, but I'm talking about according to the law, and the way that our people did things. I can take the old way that the bread is made. I'm good with it. I'm happy about it. If it's going to help me, I can take complex carbs in the way that they break down in my body, and they don't just hit my insulin levels to make them rise so fast. Like bodybuilders, they like to eat white rice, and I'm not against white rice, but I mean, what do you mean no voice? Is this late? You guys are? Oh, you guys must be coming in late. Anyway, maybe they're coming in late, or they have a lag. Anyway, I don't want to lose my thought. Like I said, I'm good with the old way, and we have to actually be okay with that. The white rice for bodybuilders, like the cheap white rice. Your voice sounds is out. Okay, one moment here. Because I see my mic on. Let me just make sure. I want to make sure. They said that they had to refresh. Yeah, we're good here. Everything is good. Everybody said refresh it. All right. We're going to keep going here. Oh, see how y'all do me? So they said I'm good. All right, let's continue. For example, some of the bodybuilders like to eat carbs that'll hit the body fast, and these carbs are broken down to the point where they would just hit you like fast, empty sugars and empty. You understand? That's how the body takes them. Now, if you're building muscle, your muscle knows what to do with it. But overall, it's not the most healthiest thing, especially for a person who doesn't work out. The Most High made the carbs back then where they were very coarse and dense when it comes to nutrition, and that they would slowly just break down in the body. And they would keep you very lean when you ate this wild rice, right? And these type of grains and things like this, right? So that's just an example. Do not compare today's foods with the ancient foods. Don't compare them. Don't try to, when you make your wine, get mad because when you make your wine, it's not comparing to modern day wine. The modern day wine is filled with dyes. I'm going to tell you the truth. I could have made wine a long time ago. And when I say made wine, I'm talking about like it's nothing to slap a label on some wine and sell some wine. Okay? China, let me tell you, China will give you some wine. You can slap a label on that thing, and there you go. And then you serving trash. I'm going in and out. Lord have mercy. Let me see here. One moment. Some people said I'm fine. I just wanted to make sure. Sound is clear. No issues. Keep going. All right now. Yeah. All right. Some people saying it was YouTube. I don't know. Just let me know. Just let me know. All right, because I don't want this is a powerful show. I don't want the show to be messed up. All right. So, ancient foods, for example, they were grown in mineral-rich soil, untouched by lab modification today. Today's foods are often hybridized, crossbred, sprayed, or grown in depleted soil. Biblical laws still apply, but our application must be more vigilant. So why did I say that? Because modern day, everything is done different. Everything is done different. The fruit trees, people like argue about like watermelon all the time. I got to get the watermelon with the seeds. I love the watermelon with the seeds, but I'm going to tell you, you got a lot of vegans and so-called pro-vegans. When they're juicing those watermelons, they are like, those watermelons, they're like seedless watermelons. Does that mean the watermelon don't have nutrition? Not necessarily. It's the way that they bred the watermelon. It's not genetically modified. Do they have genetically modified watermelons? Yes, they do. Are the watermelons sprayed? Yes, they are. Even if you know, like, you get a watermelon with seeds, they're still spraying those watermelons. So why am I saying these things? There's no way around it. This is the modern way of forming, and this happened from the curses of Adam and Eve. This happened from the curses when our forefathers start to sin. Showing that we would lose all of the knowledge of how to till the ground. We would get put in places where these Edomites and these other Gentiles, they would actually just tear everything up. They would bring plants from all over the place. That would, I mean, you got more, or you'll have a bunch of male trees with no female trees. You get what I'm saying? A lot of these things is what's going on. Are you guys still having problems there? Y'all good? All right. I was just checking to make sure everything was going on good on my side with the net and everything. So, all right. I just want to make sure before we go for it. All right. So, a lot of things cannot be grown from seed alone and actually bear a tree and actually grow a tree. Did you know that? A lot like most fruit trees, guys, most fruit trees are actually like grafted on rootstocks. Like you can actually buy rootstocks or scions and actually, you know, if you understand about, if you're a husbandman, you take a scion, and you will graft it on a rootstock of another tree. And a lot of times, sometimes that rootstock will not be a fruit tree. Just so you know. So what the reason I'm saying people beat themselves over the head when it comes to, beating, judging other people, and then they don't even understand when it comes to husbandry. Thank you very much. They don't even understand, how to garden or anything like that. They don't have a green thumb. Their thumb is far from green. Most fruit trees, if not all, modern day, because they're trying to keep disease away, because they have brought different species of trees that do not belong in certain areas. This is the way that they've been able to do it. They had to get root stocks that don't carry disease in certain states to actually be able to give you your oranges and your apples. Did you know that? Now, I got my beautiful tea here. Ooh. Oh, my goodness. Ooh. Lord have mercy. Anyway, I needed that coming outside from I was building my cow shelter in the back. Anyway, if you want that, go to LionsHomestead.com. If you want that tea, go to LionsHomestead.com. Anyway, all right. Yeah, so most of these fruit trees are actually grafted on rootstocks. Just so you guys know. So when you beating people over the head about the law, a lot like the meat you eat, we're gonna show something about that. The meat you eat, I mean, we hope it ain't no humans in that joint. It ain't no soy. It ain't no whatever in it. It's a big difference. And I'm gonna show you an example of what I'm talking about. How do we get around trying to follow this law modern day? Let me tell you a really powerful example. Grace. You shall eat poisons and not die. It's gonna, even when you're doing everything right, they didn't put something in something anyway. Even when you're getting something organic. I'm not just saying that. I've actually studied factories and all that. I know exactly what I'm talking about. You get you some organic wine and it has some sulfites in it, for example. Some of us are very, very sensitive to sulfites, inorganic sulfites. Some of us are very sensitive to dyes. Like me, I really can't drink a lot of this wine and stuff out here. I really don't, because it really does something to my nerves. It dehydrates me a lot, and I know that it's not because of the grapes. I know it's probably dealing with pesticides. It's probably dealing with dyes. I have a friend who owns a winery. He sells only living wine, and he told me even more about what they put in a lot of this wine. Not only that, it's clarified with pork, a lot of it, not all of it, because you have to find the ones that's not. Man, there's so much research on wine. It's like, bruh, why are you guys even doing all of that? All you have to do is crush the grapes down and let them ferment, filter it out, whatever the case may be, and have a little patience. But they're doing a whole lot more than you think. So I just decided really not to drink a lot of that. And I'm going to tell you, I can, believe it or not, I probably can deal with this tequila a little bit better than some of this wine out here. And I'm not saying that I don't drink wine, but I'm very careful on what I put in my body, because I'm a person who understands my body very well. I work out a lot, and I know when my strength goes down and all that. So it's very important that you understand, do your research. So tonight's topic is, yes, how to keep God's dietary law with today's modern foods. How do we get around it? We're going to have to start doing a little bit more research. And our research should not be going around telling everybody, hey, man, they got this and that. Hey, man, they got this and that. Like, that's not what the research should be, guys. Tonight, let a teacher show you how it's done. Just because I'm bringing this research out, I'm not going around to, hey, man, this. Like, guys, you're so childish spiritually when you're doing that. You know that, right? And then when you're telling somebody that, you think you got it all together. You getting radiation from a laptop. Look at this microphone. Look at this computer that I'm on. Let me tell you, we getting fried every day, all day. If it wasn't for the Holy Spirit, we'd be done. We just trying to do the best we can. And that's what this show is about, trying to do the best we can with what we have. Putting information out there for those who have ears to hear. Some people can afford to do it. Some people, if they can't afford to do it, they can make it, find a way around it. That's what it is. We're going to find a way around it. All right. So let's go to Genesis 1:29 really quick. Genesis 1:29, just really quick. Let me see here. All right. Genesis 1:29. All right, let me get that bigger for you. Where you can see that pretty good. And God said, behold, I have given you every herb bearing seed, which is upon the face of the earth, and every tree in which is the fruit of a tree yielding seed. So these things, they yielded seeds in the past. Now, they still yield seeds today, but some of them are seedless. But you can try to go in the store and find everything with seeds if you want to. You're not. And I'm going to tell you, are there some things that can happen from you eating things without seeds? Yeah, there's some research out there. But I'm going to tell you, which one of you found, if you did first fruits or you did an occasion, found that you couldn't find any grapes with seeds in it? You had to travel. Or you couldn't find any watermelons with seeds in it. You had to travel. Did you let that stop you from bringing those things there? Because they're still lawful. It's still a grape, still has nutrition. Now, what's the difference in a lot of the fruit today? A lot of the fruit is pushed to have more sugar than minerals. But at the end of the day, guys, it's still lawful. All I'm telling you is do the best that you can do. I'm not going to be walking around telling people, man, it ain't got seeds and you see what the Bible. You're not living in Israel. That's like you saying you can't celebrate the Passover unless you're in Israel. Huh? Somebody is eating that same seedless grape and getting healed. And the minute amount of problems that it could cause, if you're doing everything else right, especially if you're working out, it's really not going to harm you. And I'm just trying to help Hebrews to change their mindset and get out of the milk stage. If you don't want to do that, don't do that. Travel 100 miles and get you some grapes from like a farm. Get you some grapes from a farm. Now you're going to have to get enough, and you're probably going to have to freeze them because they don't store that well. They don't store that well unless you have you have enough money to have your whole refrigerated building. And so I like to be very practical when it comes to our nation of people who most of them can't do these things. Understanding that, right? So verse 30 says, oh, 1 second. To you it shall be for meat. Did he mean literal meat? He did not mean literal meat. He just was meaning food. Just like it says, man shall not live off of bread alone, but by every word that proceeded out of the mouth of God. Out of the mouth of the Most High. Did he mean only bread? Bread covered food. That's what he meant. There was daily bread, but there was also other things we ate for protein purposes. Okay? So this is the thing where people are getting wrong. They read this and say, man, we was only eating vegetables. Not true. That's not true. Christ, once again, I don't have to go through these scriptures. I have a whole show on this about God's diet. He was eating meat even when he came back alive from the resurrection. Okay? He ate some fish. It's considered meat. It's considered an animal that was living. And for those of you who you're against it, it's all good. You have your choices. But just know that when that cow poops, when that goat poops or that livestock poops, urinates, it heals the ground. It comes right back up through those vegetables that you eat. Matter of fact, some of them probably got crapped on or some crap done got on them. Had to get it washed out before it got to the store. Okay, so either way, you done ate some cow. That thing then composted, went back into the earth. Your plants then ate it. And then you ate the plants. The circle of life. How that song go? Lion King. For you vegans out there, because you got some people who's they be anal when it comes to this stuff. You better not be eating your animals. You're going to learn not to tell me what to be doing. Because I'm going to put this barbecue sauce right in front of you. Now, I don't like to offend nobody. But you're going to make me put this slippery barbecue sauce right in front of you. I'm trying to gang you. I can give you some black blocker shades on so you can't see what I'm eating when you visit me. But if you tell me what I should be doing, I'm going to give you a magnifying glass so you can see the barbecue sauce as it drips on them beef ribs. And that's for you being an Israelite with stupidity. So, like I just told you, your plants eat cow. As a matter of fact, they eat cow dung. Your plants eat cow dung. The cow dung decomposes. It goes into the earth. Your plants eat. Every poop that decomposes in the earth, your plants eat it. After the earth cleans it and filters it out, it goes up. The plants take the nutrients, and then you then ate some cow. Wow. Isn't the Most High amazing? Still got you to eat meat. He found a way to clean it all up, got you to eat that meat. Anyway, so you got herbs for food and animals also. And to every beast of the earth, and to every fowl of the air, and to everything that creepeth upon the earth, wherein there is life, I have given every green herb for meat or for food. And it was so. Okay? Now, when you go to our law in Leviticus, okay, he talks about the clean animals. We're not going to go through every clean animal because my show is not on that. You can go to God's Diet show. I'm not just going to focus on just that. But some of the few things we can't eat: shrimp, crab, lobster, arthropods. You have sea arthropods and you have land arthropods like cockroaches. You have shrimps, these things that help to clean the earth, these things that cause all types of autoimmune diseases, according to research. And then you have things that just eat all day that I just came from on my farm. They eat all day, all night. That's all they do is eat. Why do you think do you think God made them just to eat? They just keep eating. They're eating grass, cutting the grass for you, and then you sacrifice them to the Most High, and to put on your plate, and you give thanks to the Most High. We don't have to do Thanksgiving because we got Thanksgiving every day. We pray to the Most High on our plate. Okay? Yeah. I'm going to go to Hosea 4:3 real quick. Because the land and the animals and ecosystems, they suffer because of mankind's corruption. All right, Hosea 4:3. Let me see. Let me get that really quick. Thank you for being patient with me. I did not know that if I was going in and out and things like that. Therefore shall the land mourn, and everyone that dwelleth therein shall anguish, with the beast of the field, and with the fowls of heaven. Yeah, let no man strive nor reprove. Well, we want to just keep it there. That's what I wanted there. So because of man's sin, the beast of the field and the fowls of the air, they're all going through what we're going through. You have, steroided meat, right? Steroided meat, sprayed crops. And what are they thinking about? Production. Mass production. And they like, here, hell with you. You're going to figure this out later. That's basically what's going on. You're going to figure this out later. That's basically what they're saying without saying it. They're saying it through their actions. And I live around farms where they're spraying a lot of this stuff. So I don't eat just anything from the stores. And I'm going to show you what I soak some of my vegetables in, which some of you probably already know. But I'm going to show you something even more powerful than what you thought you knew. All right. Let me show you really quick. Because we're only going to be on for one more hour. Let me show you really quick an example from a farm. The comparison of a slaughtered cow compared to a cow that we buy at the store that we all eat. Me and my wife were talking about this and laughing. And it's like, man, it's just crazy, right? Check this out here. Check this out. Now, this is millsfamilyfarm.com. I do not slaughter meat from here. This is just some random site that I picked up. Just to give you guys an example. It says there in North Carolina. It says, have you ever purchased true quality meats? High quality meats are not usually available at grocery store chains, but they are available at local farms, including Mills Family Farm. Our quality meats are pasture raised, are dry aged, have no added hormones, are raised without antibiotics. Take a look at this meat here. Take a look at this meat here for a second. All right. What do you see on the right of me, of me looking at the screen? You see the very pink meat there. All right. And next to that, you see a nice red, iodine-ish looking colored type of meat. Showing you there's a lot of iron packed in there. Okay. And it looks a little different. The fat content is different because this meat here, y'all funny out there. I tell you, you're talking about the flying birds pooping and pee and flying all over the food. Lord have mercy. Yeah, I'm going to leave them people alone. They ain't going to have the energy to come after us because all the vegans who be promoting stuff, I'm going to tell you right now, they be as skinny as some of my children. Children, we all small when we're young. Some of these adults be 50 years old. No, nothing against them. I'm not saying nothing against them. I'm talking about the people who try to make mockery of what God said we can do. A lot of them don't have the energy. They don't even have the bioavailable iron to swing iron. And nothing against them because the face looks good, but the body is very frail looking, just like a vegetable. So that's just the truth about it. People can make their choices. See, this is the thing. If a person says, man, this is helping me, I'm for that. If a person says this is what I want to do, I'm for that with a good attitude. But when people like try to come at somebody like, well, let's say, you know what, you want to be honest? Let's do a few pull-ups here. Let's let's run, let's do something. All right. Now, you can do all of those things because you're light. Let's get into a boxing match. Let's put 315 pounds. Oh, you know what? Let's put 135 pounds on the bench. It's a big difference. Why the Most High said he told Elijah to eat go in the strength of the meat. So that's all I'm saying. I'm not telling people what they should be doing, but when people have a mockery, hey, it's all good. Like Paul said. And I guess the main thing I'm just pointing out, hey, they're going around with a doctrine to tell people what they should and should not be doing and getting very angry, turning to witches and warlocks about it. When it's like, listen, just eat your vegetables, man. Put your black pepper on that thing and some salt and some salad dressing and keep it moving. But when we barbecuing and they pouring beer on the barbecue and they put wine in the chili, let them wine and dine. I'm just saying. We got a long day of work. We're just trying to ease our mind. All right. So, anyway, check these out. Big difference, isn't it? Sometimes it make you wonder, like, what are we eating there at the stores? What are they doing to the meat for it to become that pink? You notice how you get the organic beef in the stores? It's more red like this. Now, even more than the organic beef at the stores, when you go to a farm or you get your cow slaughtered, it's going to look like the more reddish meat there. Right? You're right, crazy. Oh, man. I'm going to leave those people alone, man. Anyway, so yeah, man, it's a big difference. So I just wanted to show that really quick. While y'all joking, man. Y'all know y'all not right. Y'all trying to add. Y'all listen. I'm not bullying anybody. That's one thing I'm not going to do. But it seems the vegans, they're not the size of bullies trying to bully people. I mean, it's just not right. But it's all good. I mean. Let's go to the wheat really quick. Let's go to the ancient wheat versus modern day wheat, just to show you a picture. So you have the ancient wheat here, and when I buy my wheat, I'm always buying organic wheat, and I'll buy a few ancient grains to go along with it. The ancient grains are a little bit more expensive, but they do have their benefits. So I buy organic wheat. Okay. How it used to look back then, you see the smaller wheat. You notice a lot of organic fruits and vegetables are much smaller. Even when you get celery, you notice the celery in the stores is much bigger. But when you plant celery at home, not that it can't grow bigger, depending on your soil biology. All right. If you got some really great soil, sometimes you might get a few stalks of big celery. But a lot of fruits and vegetables that are organic, notice they're always a lot smaller. They are also not always the same shape, looking so perfect. You got to keep that in mind. So this is modern day wheat, hybridized and bred to be bigger and give a higher yield. Everything today is made to make money and to capitalize. So when you think you're doing it big in this country, getting a chicken breast that's like this big, and it's like, guys, I've looked up, like when I was in Egypt, I looked up restaurant, like basically companies who sell certain types of meat and stuff to restaurants, and I mean from years ago. This probably had to be at least about 8 years ago that I'm talking about here. Okay. Excuse me. This had to be about 8 years here. I saw this restaurant type of depot. They deliver like certain type of giant chicken breasts and a bunch of what looks to be like lab created type of food. And it would be giant portions, big brownies and stuff already like stuff already kind of made, pre-made. So you have to really be careful going to places like Chili's and just little, you know, if that chicken breast is bigger than your head, I'm sorry, you need to ask him, is this a turkey breast or a chicken breast? Okay, I'm just telling you. And even when and I hear you guys out there talking about meat, but the beef and the red meat has more iron and more nutrients than a lot of this other meat, like lamb, beef, goat. A lot of this meat is a little bit stronger, is what I'm saying. Also, be careful for salmon. Even if you get wild caught things, I really have slowed down on the salmon a lot because of the parasites, even in the wild. I mean, I've seen some parasites, man, coming out some of these bears, these tapeworms, long. So I'm not saying salmon is bad. I just don't eat it as much. I try to really keep my body from bugs as much as possible. So I really choose another type of fish a lot of times. A lot of stuff from the sea. Nothing wrong with the salmon at all, but I mean, man, I'm just not gonna lie to you. A lot of it, it be having a lot of parasites in that thing. And I'm saying recently, I don't know I really think it's a change in the environment though. I really think it's a change in the environment. So it's still lawful. You just have to be careful. Make sure you do what you need to do to deworm your body. All right. So, and it has a lot of benefits to it, but you know, I'm just good on it right now. Okay. And I don't believe that, man, by the time you get certain things in the store, man, it's just crazy. So it's a lot of preventative supplements and just things we have to do to keep our bodies on point. And let me tell you one of the best things. I'm going to have to do a lesson on the benefits of exercise on every level. Let me tell you, exercise, guys. I'm not talking about walking. I'm not talking about walking. I'm talking about toning up with building muscle that burns fat. That is like, man, it's just so powerful. I'm not saying it because I exercise. Obviously, I have the experience, but I'm telling you, they're outliving everybody. They're outliving everybody. When you go read about Caleb, you see why he was living so long. Like, he was active on a whole nother level. So I'm just telling y'all, a lot of you guys put the pink weights down. Put the pink weights in the little purple weights and the little weights that's like 10, 20 pounds. Like, you talking about children weigh more than that. You can't pick up your children on your groceries. Come on now. Our sisters were walking with water and things on their head in the ancient times. Like, come on, guys. We really got to step our game up. Some of us, like, we just accepting to be sloppy. And that's just the reality of it. Now, yeah, some of us dropped the ball, made mistakes, and some of us never learned this, or some of us have gotten the spirit of obesity or gluttony through the genetics. Some of that have come through genes. And it's your job to stop it and fix it. Eating a better, healthier diet, high protein. High protein is one of the easiest ways to lean up. If you eat as much protein per body weight, I'm talking about through research and through my own experience and from knowing bodybuilders who's clean and take steroids. And when you're young, you don't need as much protein. But when you're older, once you get over 40, you'll know what I'm talking about. Your hormones will be all over the place, man and women. I'm going to tell you right now, protein becomes like a very important thing because you start to lose it. So if you're not building muscle and trying to keep what you're going to be losing, and with this type of modern day food that's just all over the place, that even when you get a few things right about it, you still don't know the rest of the things they're doing. I mean, I go in the store and see things drop on the floor, grapes or something. They picking that thing back up and putting it there. Guys, you better be soaking on vegetables. And we'll talk about that in a second. But exercise is one of the main things. So we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that really soon, about why it's so important. And I'm going to talk about it on a spiritual level of how men are and how women are. I'm talking about spiritually, how it keeps relationships on point and keeps people from lusting. It's so much to it. Okay. Yeah. Hot flashes. Look, hot flashes. You know, you got to get you some boron, sis. Get you some boron. Look up boron when it comes to this stuff. Get you some boron. You know, we sell a few things on Key Supplements and Lions Homestead, but definitely get you some boron as well. All right. But I'm going to tell you, even if you get these things, if you don't exercise, if you don't have like probiotics in your diet, and I don't mean just buying probiotics only. I mean, like, if you don't like eat and make probiotics in your house or have kefir or things like that, it's still hard to absorb these things. Your gut will not absorb it. It'll take forever to absorb it. By the time it's time for you to absorb it, the worms and the parasites have already eaten your supplements. It's really important to jump every day. It's you know, you got to start somewhere little by little, but it's really important to move and shake the gut every day. And it's really important to burn fat every day. It's just really important. Not burn calories. I'm talking about burn fat. A lot of you, I'm not going to knock what you do, but burning calories is not burning fat. Sorry to tell you. If it don't make money, it don't make sense to me. And making money with the body is making muscle. That's the biggest organ. Skeletal muscle. Okay? So, let's continue here. All right. And then we'll open it up. Let me show you something else. Someone sent me here. Let me see here. This is crazy. Fair use for educational purposes only. Here go Benjamin. Benjamin be passionate about everything. That's how Benjamin, they don't play, boy. They passionate about everything. They be ready to kill somebody every time they talk.
From this feed, when you sweep up this thing here, like this thing get life inside. I never seen nothing so in my barn life. A rearing chicken and thing. Look, when you sweep up this thing, look how this thing spreading.
Nanotechnology.
Something wrong with this feed. This look like some insect or some kind of thing living inside of this thing. Because why this feed are moving so? I never see nothing so. You need to go tip them, then look how this thing spreading. Flying out, coming out from in between of this feed bag. Look how this thing come. Look story.
It comes out from the feed bag, right?
It coming out from in the feed. You can't see it. This thing you can't see like you got them.
Genetically modified nanotechnology is here. And they go to a lot of poor places, man. It's really sad because they take advantage of our people. You know, like they go where they know that people don't have knowledge or are not going to say anything or do anything about it. This is little nanotechnology, guys. There's so many levels to nanotechnology, you have no clue. It can bind together. You can separate it. It's almost like that parasite. What do you call that parasite? That they were putting inside of a 2020 situation. You can cut it. You can Hydra vulgaris. You can cut that thing in 1,000 pieces. It's going to come. Let me tell you, it's going to regenerate. Right? So you have to be really careful where you get your things. If you got a feed shop where you're getting certain feed for your chickens or whatever, you know, or if you can make your own feed, whatever, or you know, it's just so many ways to feed chickens and you know, whatever the case may be. Now they do need, you know, not just only a vegetarian diet to lay good eggs sometimes because they're going to eat protein through worms and just different things, arthropods and things out there like that. So just a good balance, good vitamin D and sunlight for them. It really helps them out a lot. So they go to poor areas with things like this. And if you're trying to get the hookup with everything, unfortunately, you get what you pay for. It's real out here. So if you start to grow things like amaranth, somebody wants me to replay it really quick if you guys don't mind. If you start to grow things like amaranth and things like that, or things that will help your chickens, grains and things like that, then you can eventually make feed for your own chickens. But it's not as easy said as done. You can grow a field full of wheat and only get a few loaves of bread out of it. So it's some work. So storing grain is really important, because you have to also like
Chain out from this feed.
I'm going to keep the sound down really quick. You have to also take the wheat or the rice out of the chaff or the cup, you have to beat it, and then you have to winnow it in the air and the wind, and it's some work, guys. Modern day, unless you have a type of situation where you are doing this like on a mass level, probably not the best to grow it unless you just have help. But storing it is very important. So yeah, I just wanted to show that again really quick for my sister Sharon out there. That thing is coming together, crazy. So this is what's going on out there. How do we have to get around it? Learn where to buy, learn where to barter, learn how to grow, educate yourself. Always just constantly learning while we have it, because wisdom and knowledge is going to be the stability of our times. All right. So once again, fruit trees, wheat, different types of water today, where you got plastic leaching in the water, microplastics. Okay, now I do sell some things on my site, LionsHomestead.com. And I can't tell you guys what to do with this though. I can't. I'm sorry to tell you. You're going to have to do your research on it. When it comes to chlorine dioxide, when it comes to what they call out there MMS. I don't call it MMS, but a lot of these things, there's a lot of research of what we're talking about today out there, and a lot of things. I just have to say it like that. It's illegal for me to actually say more than this. I just can't even. I'm not talking about chlorophyll. No, I'm talking about CDS. All you have to do is Google CDS, Google MMS testimonies or CDS testimonies. Okay, and it's going to be your job of how to find out how to do it. I cannot and I will not tell you. It's illegal for me to do it. I am not going to get in trouble for it. I'm sorry. But some of the topics that we're talking about tonight, you can look it up to see how it relates to it, because I would actually have to go on Rumble just to even speak about it safely. People, let me tell you how crazy it is. People fly internationally and they will pick you up in Germany. This have happened already to multiple people. So if I'm telling you I can't do something and then you hit me up and say, Elder, I don't know how I'm supposed to use this, I'm going to tell you, did you listen to my show? I can't tell you how to do it. Stop being lazy and do the research. Stop being lazy and do the research. I'm sorry to tell you. I can't tell you everything. God didn't tell us everything. He didn't put every detail in the Bible. Some things we have to study to show ourselves approved of it. So I have to finish like Christ did. So if I can't tell you something that's so powerful, according to research and according to testimonies, it's your job to go and do the research. I told you I have a site that I put things on there, and I can't tell you what to do or how to do it because it's illegal. It's going to be your job to do the research. If you don't want to buy it, don't buy it. People going to buy it. Trust me. Because there's people out there who's in the know. And guess what? My Lions Homestead site is if you know, you know. That's what that is. That's what it is. It's a if you know, you know site. And if It's CDS. And if you watch me enough, if you watch my social medias, you sometimes hear me coming on there, and I throw things up in the air. And if you don't catch it, you don't get it. That's why we tell you, watch all the lessons. You never know what you're gonna miss. Watch the academy. You never know what you're gonna miss. I just throw it up in the air. You catch it or you catch it or you miss it. So when you see me going live, I'm gonna throw something over here, and then on my other channel over here, I'm gonna throw something over there, and it's your job to put it together like a precept. We have to speak in parables just to be able to help our people nowadays. But I'm gonna tell you right now, when the elders put something out, they put it out for a reason. I'm gonna just tell you like that. If Ramar puts something out, Elder Rawchaa, your Rock, Lawya, let me tell you, when they put something out there, I'm just telling you. So, and I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna tell you something right now before we go forward. If you go around telling people about this, don't come back and tell the church to help you out from jail. I'm gonna tell you, it's just like that. It's like the Underground Railroad, baby. And listen, if you don't do your research on how to do something correctly, we're gonna see you in the bosom. It's your job to do your research. And it's a lot of research out there. Okay? So like I said, I sell water purification. Okay? Most High created everything with water. We got water in the brain, water in the body. For those who have ears, let them hear. But that's all I can tell you. And let me tell you something else. Some people, anything they start, I don't care what it is, they will try to dump every part of the bottle up in them and expect to get healed. Nah, man, we're gonna go into that too. Some things you can't absorb for months, like MSM. It'll take you 2 weeks to actually start really absorbing, for example, MSM, flaxseed. Yeah, I'm talking about like to properly absorb it and store certain things. Some things won't absorb for 6 months. When I was taking MSM is why I started my supplement company. I almost gave up on it when I didn't believe in supplements before. I didn't believe in protein and all this stuff, because I had good genetics. But once I got injured, I said, man, let me keep taking it. Up on the 6th month is when it start to work. Some things don't work for months and people give up. How you going to make it through this time if you're not consistent and diligent with what we're talking about? People have learned after 2020 about deworming, and then they just keep deworming forever. Now you just killed your whole system off. You just killed now you're deworming every day. I mean, your Rock sent me something about jalapenos and how that helps to get things out. But you don't just pile up a bunch of jalapenos and just eat that and just, tell you, it's going to be some hot ones. I'm going to tell you that. You're going to be sitting on the throne with some hot ones, hot missiles. But you just can't overdo anything every day. You don't deworm your animals every day. You wait, just like the Most High, that he got us on Passover eating bitter herbs. You see what I'm saying? And then we do the fast, which has a whole bunch of benefits for stem cells and all of that to help us to cleanse again. So it's like every 6 months, every 3 to 6 months, depending on your body, though. If you're working on something else, you probably can do things a little sooner until you get to a point where you just wait every 3 to 6 months so you won't kill your gut off. But guys, y'all got to start doing research for you and your body. Because a lot of times you go up in these hospitals. You go up in these death camps and you come out worse. And make no mistake, I, Elder Rawchaa of the Gathering of Christ Church, is not telling people don't go to the hospital when they need to. But I'm going to tell you, when it comes to general health, guys, we got to start using common sense. And if it ain't common for you, do some research to make it common. Because our forefathers, they didn't have a hospital to run to every time. They had what we just read earlier, the herbs. And guess what else we need to do? Learn how to exercise and prevent. Heat the blood up. When you heat the blood up, toxins can leave. Sweat comes out. We don't want to do that. When I'm watching my little Viking show, it's these little ads coming on. I mean, I don't watch TV exactly. I watch like series and shows, and they just have 1,000 side effects. So when you go and take this crap, how can the Most High feel sorry for you? He's like, listen, didn't they not tell you it was 1,000 side effects on there? You can take this for one thing, and then they're telling you you can die, it can kill you, you can have a heart attack, you can have a stroke. And because you have this one thing, you took that, and then now you messed off for 30 more demons coming in your body. And it's not the demons is not in the pill. These are gateways. The demons in the Testament of Solomon who cause these different things, these are gateways for them to come in. This is sorcery. And now you need help. But did you do the research? Did you have the faith that Christ said? Be it to you according to as your faith is. Faith don't just mean you believe. Faith without works is dead. You're going to have to live a certain way continually. Not just to get this fix and you, because then guess what? The C word will come back. The C word will come back again. These parasites will come back again. Because you went right back to your old ways. A dog returned to his old vomit. We're going to have to learn to be consistent. This modern day food, air, water is killing us. Microplastics in the water. I really don't be drinking the plastic water like that. I really buy me some glass spring water or some sparkling water, and I just deal with that. Every now and then I might drink the little water, but I have some stuff, some water purification that I know how to deal with for the water in my house, for the water in my temple that God created me with. That's all I'm gonna say. So, yeah, let's continue. Wheat today contains more gluten and is bred for yield. Now, you heard Mike Adams speaking about what I'm telling you about, but I never knew. I've been telling people as much as I can, those who have ears to hear about this, before I heard it from Mike Adams. So I didn't hear from him. When I got with my wife, she'd been doing it for years, and she's the one who put me onto it. And I start recently just hearing somebody send me something about Mike Adams. But I'm going to tell you, it's special. Ivermectin, what? Listen. And it's nothing against that. I promote that too if you need it, but nowadays they putting things in that now. So, and I'm not telling people they can't do whatever, but I like to have options. Okay? I like to have options. Wheat today contains more gluten and is bred for yield and not for nutrients. Many fruits are bred for sweetness and not minerals. The Bible allows natural yeast and natural growth, but modern modifications require discernment. Yeast, they have GMO yeast. They have GMO yeast. So you got to make sure you get you some yeast that's not GMO. Because they're putting GMO in the yeast too. There's GMO and wine yeast as well. That's why you got to get you some organic wine. And even when you get organic wine, you still have to pick a good one because the grapes are organic. But that doesn't mean that they're not going to put dyes in the wine. So personally, I really just make my own wine. I might get a little tequila, margarita. I really don't go too past that anymore. I really don't be drinking like that too much, to be honest. I used to, but I really like the way I feel when it comes to working out, not having all these chemicals in some of this wine that they keep saying is organic. I'm like, no, it's not. If it's organic, I shouldn't feel like this. This is not the way that Christ made it. When you're watching old shows of them drinking ale was beer that was fermented. The old wine was fermented. You cannot compare it to modern day wine. You can't. It doesn't even taste the same. It doesn't smell the same. Okay? So these are the things that they do to stabilize things and to make mass productions and shelve it for long term. Am I telling you can't go pick up some wine tomorrow? Man, do your thing. You have to know your body. And if you good, you good. But for me, every person's gut is different. Every person's microbiome is different. So, I mean, if it ain't from my house, I might hit a little top of the line tequila too. It can't be no cheap joint. I taste, and I'm not a whiskey drinker. I taste some whiskey one day, and this guy was telling me that we were performing on a yacht, me, Malak, and Rapayala. We were performing on a yacht on a Greek island. And he invited the owner of the boat, the yacht. He said, man, taste this here. I said, nah, I'm good, man. I'm good. I don't really do the whiskey. He said, nah, you ain't never tasted no whiskey like this in your life. And I'm like, nah, I'm good. I don't drink that. That's like cowboy drink. I'm good on that. I used to watch the cowboy movies with my grandpa. Man, I taste that whiskey. It tastes like I was drinking spring water. It didn't even taste like liquor. There's levels to things out there. And he said the shot is $100 a shot. I had never tasted liquor that smooth. And some people be saying like, oh, this is smooth. Nah, trust me. It's levels to things. I've never... No one in America have ever given me nothing that smooth ever in life. It's levels to this rich thing. Like he gave me that, and I was like, this tastes like water. It didn't burn my throat. It was like, I was shocked. Didn't give me a hangover either. So it's levels to a lot of things. Okay, so I just know, I like to know what I put in my body, okay, so I can be on point. So anyway, don't forget the Most High, he would allow the land to rest. A lot of times there's really no rest anymore. Some farmers try to do regenerative farming. Sometimes they try to plant cover crops that are heavy in nitrogen, like clover. What's the other one, guys, out there? Comfrey, right? And then they will cut it down, shave it down, and let it go back into the soil. Some farms do this. But then some farms do this and still spray. So, let's give an example here in Matthew 13 and 24 about what's going on today. Matthew 13 and 24, just really quick. We're almost done here. Show you guys this, man. This is, y'all don't even know, like, when you be hearing me trying to put stuff together and say it, you might want to go look it up. If I'm telling you over here and I threw something over there, they may go together like a puzzle. But I'm going to tell you, just because I told you something, don't come back and say, he told me this. I ain't tell you a damn thing. I had to tell somebody before who said, you told me to do this. And I said, hold up. Do you know on social media the feds watch that? And so I'm looking at the message. I'm like, listen, I didn't tell you anything. You're not going to say what I told you if I didn't tell you. And there's nothing personal. The brother know who I'm talking about. We good. But I still had to put it out there. I'm a man. I can do that. But he understood what I was saying. He didn't mean no harm. But I still had to protect myself. I didn't tell you anything. So if something happens to your family member or friends you're doing something for, it can't come back on me. You can't put that on me. I know what I tell you. Most of the times I tell you what I do or what somebody else does. I do that on purpose. I can tell you what I do. I can put a chemical in my body and tell you I did it. And you don't have to do it. So it's about using wisdom, being wise as a serpent and harmless as a dove, so that these Pharisees will not try to come around in this government and catch us in our words or whatever they're trying to catch us in, any type of snare. So it's up to us to be responsible for what we put in our bodies. That's why you see I really don't sell a lot of children's supplements, because you got some haters out there. They will say, oh, man, my child did this and did this. Let me tell you, this is why big companies sometimes they won't even sell to children, because they know people is always trying to get a lawsuit from lies. Here it is, a child and ate something over there, and then they'll come and blame you and say it came from that. You got me twisted like a pretzel. See? Nah. And that's one thing I love about being and growing up in poverty, growing up in the streets, and growing up in the hood. You understand what's really going on out here on every level. How people think and how people scam and how people try to get over. So I is either I don't put it out there at all and I keep it to myself, or I speak it in a parable for you. That's what the Bible is about. The Most High knew that we would be smart enough, because that's how he made Judah and Israel, to put things together. We know how to put things together. So he knew that, oh, I know what he really saying. He knew that we would know how to put it together. So that's why he said, only give these to the wise. You give it to some people. You have some people out there who said, don't just hold the information. Don't just. That's why the old saying, the game is to be sold, not to be told. That's really what the Most High was saying. Only give these to the wise. Because if you give knowledge to a fool, you's a fool. We want everybody to come up and everybody to be on our level. You bring the wrong person on your level, they're gonna try to cut you down to the ground. See what I'm saying? You got to know who to give things to. You got to know which poor person to give something to. Because some people who never had money, their mind changes. If you're after, for example, if you're after money and money, we all need money, man, to survive. But when it messes up relationships and it turns to pride and ego and arrogance and greed, this is when it destroys a person and others. You see what I'm saying? This is important. And so, you have to be able to walk around with your own integrity, with none of these things, and just be a godly, righteous man. And everything else is added onto you is just a beautiful thing. It's just a cherry on top, So, just want to put that out there, some wisdom really quick. Matthew 13:24 really quick. Another parable. Compare this to modern day. Another parable put he forth unto them, saying, the kingdom of heaven is likened unto a man which soweth good seed in his field. But while men slept, his enemy came and sowed tares among the wheat and went his way. Who does this sound like? Monsanto's Terminator seed. Now you plant your seed, and then they got their little Terminator seeds. They genetically modify seeds that come on your land, take over your seed, hybridize your seed, and now you think when your stuff growing, you getting the same thing. You getting something else, baby. So if there's a Monsanto farm next to you, I would move there. There's a 5G tower right here on this land, I wouldn't buy that land. And if it's next door to you when you just bought this land, I'll put that land up for sale. All right. So I just want to show that really quick. Now, when it comes to seeds, you can take lawfully a citrus with another citrus to create another citrus. It's nothing wrong with that. You can graft. I think a lot of us should learn how to graft. I think it's going to benefit us all. Really, really, really learn how to graft trees. We can sell them within, but you have to also be careful because you can't send certain citruses across certain states. You will go to federal prison for that. So sometimes we get knowledge and we don't really do thorough research. You try to send the wrong citrus to the wrong state and get caught. And you think you just sent it through the mail. They find out and they backtrack that. You could do federal time for that because it can cause disease through the whole land, because that's how things are done modern day. Yes, citrus can do that. You know what I mean? It can. Now you may have drove it through somewhere and not got caught, but it's you have to you don't want disease to go to other people and stuff like that. So you have to understand the laws about, hey, am I able to bring a citrus from California to Texas, or Texas to California, or Florida? You just have to know. It's certain zones that certain fruit trees are supposed to stay in. All right. So I just want to put that out there really quick. You can graft trees. There's so many different ways to graft and to manipulate trees. Air layering. I mean, we're going to come on the show and show different ways for you to be able to manipulate your trees if you don't have money. And you can be able to make you a little money by selling these things. Okay? Yeah. They do it in Mexico. They do it in all East India. They do it in a lot of these different countries. All right? Very, 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 very powerful information. I want to talk about really quick cow's milk, A1 versus A2. A lot of milk that we see in the market today is A1 milk, and they do have A2 now. They started putting out A2 pasteurized milk. Now, personally, I'm very grateful to finally have been able to get me some raw milk. We've been on it now for about a year. Very, very grateful for that. Trying to find a connect, is very difficult. It's a very rare thing. It's like gold. The vitamin D and the K2 in there is powerful. Okay. I give some kefir to my farm animals. I'll put it in my chickens. So we got, the kefir, we sell that on Alliance Homestead too, the grains. We make the kefir. Sometimes we give it to the chickens. Sometimes we give it to the farm animals, making sure their guts are on point. Even when we give them a dewormer, we make sure we come back with a little kefir to make sure that their guts are on point. Okay. So you have A1 casein versus A2 casein. You can do the research deeper on it, but tonight specifically, the ancient cattle were all A2. I have a neighbor who has some of those old African kind of East Indian cows, and they are A2 cows, and they look almost like a Brahma cow, but they're smaller. So, but most of the cows over there are A2 cows, okay, in the ancient times, and even over there in still some parts of the old world, Africa, Middle East, okay. It's easier to digest, okay. Most grocery stores, like I said, contain A1 casein. It's linked to a lot of inflammation in the body, so that's why you'll hear a lot of people saying, oh, I don't drink milk and you shouldn't drink milk. No, you should eat what God told you to, but you should just get the proper version of it as best as you can. That's all you have to do. And then you won't be having to deal with the lactose intolerance situation, because there's actually lactate enzyme in this raw milk. Modern milk is pasteurized, killing beneficial enzymes. See? Yogurts and probiotics in stores often contain low quality strains. So the yogurt in the store is not bad to eat, but it just does not contain absolute, complete, powerful strains like when you make it at home. You can make yogurt from kefir. You can make yogurt from store-bought yogurt. You know what I mean? But when you get the proper strains, it's just really different. Okay? Proverbs 27, for example, and thou shalt have goat's milk enough for thy food. So yes, you can drink milk. Okay? the Bible talks about milk and honey all through the scriptures. Honey, pre-digested sugar so that it doesn't spike the insulin levels. Pre-digested sugar. I mean, the honey is so powerful. Oh man, the benefits of honey is so powerful. Benefits of honey is so powerful. I have some research on that, and in one of my books over there by a doctor, and he spoke about how they were telling people in the old days to give their children corn syrup, and it's like, hold up, didn't the Most High give us milk and honey from a rock? So there's research on kids and honey. That's all I'm gonna say. Now, you don't overdo anything, but it's like, how can you give them corn syrup but not honey? There's research on it. So I'll go through it very soon. I think I did, right? I think I did. Did I not? I think I did not too long ago. Yeah, I remember. I actually did. I remember that in the show. Yeah, a lot of fake honey out there, by the way, like you just said. So the soil lacks a lot of minerals. Depleted soil, depleted crops, depleted people. So when you go to the store and you hear some of these vegans talking about, I eat vegetables, I don't eat meat. Well, a lot of vegans don't plant their own food. Have you not noticed that? These are negans. These are negans. What do I mean by negan? You know what the N word is. Nigga. Use a nigga vegan. You are using flavor enhancers, which are artificial. Okay. And I don't get on people about everything that's artificial. Most of the things, you know, you're going to have natural flavor in so many things. I don't go around telling people about every little thing about that. It's modern food. The scripture said we shall eat poisons and not die. When you go to a fast food restaurant, you got natural flavors in some of that stuff, unfortunately. But if you're doing what you need to do, you're going to get rid of it. If you take an apple vinegar before you eat or after you eat, if you take digestive enzymes, you're going to get rid of it. Trust me. If you have stuff from some of my sites, you're going to be just fine. But I'm not promoting it, but I'm just telling you, when you go to a restaurant, you're getting it for sure. I don't care if it's the top of the line restaurant. If it don't tell you it ain't in there, if it don't tell you that wine don't have dyes or something, it's in there. I've went to some organic restaurants that had iodized salt, and I'm like, hold up, how y'all serving all this good stuff? Y'all got iodized salt up in here. It'd be crazy to me, right? So you got these negans who goes up in there and get these vegetables, and they don't know where the vegetables come from. Okay, and they wonder why they lack nutrients a lot of times because the vegetables don't have nutrients. That's why you have to supplement. You think we like taking supplements? Think we like taking supplements? You didn't have to take supplements before. Until you are producing everything from your garden or bartering with another person from a farm or garden, you will have to supplement. Let me tell you some of the most important supplements. Copper. Why do you think we have it on the site? Iodine. Why do you think we have it on the site? I mean, I almost sell out of that. Like, I had to make sure my people is good. You heard about the benefits, what I brought out with iodine, right, in my past show. When it comes to the baby's IQ, when it comes to stress, anxiety, when it comes to overload of the body, overworking of the body, and how it benefits. What? I'm going to have to go into iodine again alone. Before I got on the show, I just rubbed some on my thyroid. I knew I just went out there and did some strenuous work. I'm like, hold up. Let me rub some more on that thing. Even when my wife makes my tea, my Lion's Brew tea, she adds iodine in my tea. Didn't know that, did you? You didn't know that, did you? Now, some of you have hypothyroidism, so you're going to have to learn your body. And that's why I told you guys, get the iodine crisis. There's links in there. There's doctors you can call, like different type of doctors. You right? There's people who have called them already before in the book and got different information than they got at the hospital. Trust me what I'm telling you. If you listen, you're going to glisten. I'm going to tell you right now. If you listen, you're going to glisten. If you don't listen, you're going to miss it. That's all I'm going to tell you. If you think I'm regular, go ahead. I don't mind you thinking I'm regular because I'm just a servant. But I'm going to tell you right now, when that spirit is working, if you don't listen, you're going to miss it. But if you listen, you're going to live to fight another day. I just tell you, I came in, washed my little face, and I ain't take a shower yet because I said, I got to hit me some push-ups, and then I'm after the show, and then I'm gonna hop in that old shower. But I came, washed my little face, and I said I'm gonna put my little iodine on, put it on my thyroid, whatever the case may be, and yeah, I got iodine in the bathroom for when I hop out the shower. When I need to, I got my mouthwash, colloidal silk, and I got iodine in the pantry. So when they making the tea, it's real. We live this. We live it. I remember everything now, huh? Okay, that's what I'm talking about. Depleted soil, depleted crops, depleted people. All right, very important for us to really become at one with the land and farming. You're going to have to create some soil. You're going to have to recreate your soil. How do you do it? We're going to come on another show to show you ways to recreate soil using livestock dung. Okay, I'm going to have that up on the site too. Now, I can't make it too heavy. So, but I'm going to have whatever, if you need some, if you really, really need it, or you need like a compost tea pack, I got you. Don't worry about it. But really, if you have somebody local, get you some local dung, but make sure it does not have glyphosate inside of it. When I'm selling, I don't get hay with glyphosate. My grass is not sprayed, so I can use my dung in my garden and recreate nice soil to get the nutrients from my crops. I can get soil microbes and soil probiotics, powerful things like Bacillus coagulin and all of these crazy scientific names that they've given these things, and they don't even know all of the probiotics that's even in the soil. They have not discovered everything that the Most High has. But I'm going to tell you, start to recreate some of the soil. Me and my children are out there picking up that dung, always making these dung hills. This is the old way of gardening so that we can actually become healthy. Now, I'm not telling you to take it too far like the East Indians and throw dung at each other. But, I'm just saying. All right. Even organic farms, I wanted to put this out there, often have poor mineral density. They just don't spray certain things, but they have also been lying to us. This is why I do not buy everything organic anymore. I started to learn what I need to buy organic and what I did not, and what's just being what they are hustling us. You have kosher food, you have organic food, you have all these different types of things that you as Jacob, you are the supplanter, you are the hustler, you are the wise one, you are the creator and inventor of all things. You can't let somebody out hustle you. So now that we've woken up, we need to uncover all of these things. So our elders have our Hebrew and Bible Academy. They uncover it in the spiritual world on that level. And then you have me. I may come over here. Me and Ramar may come over here and uncover it with farming, agriculture, health. Right? Yeah. This is what we come with. Okay. We come with different layers. Okay, just to help the people. So like I told you earlier, if you don't listen, you're gonna miss it. If you listen, you're going to glisten. So, yes, organic farms are spraying things as well. Okay, they do, unfortunately, and you know what angers me when I go in there, and we're at the top of the second hour. What angers me when I go in there and I if I wanted to buy everything organic, I can't. I can never go in there and buy seeded watermelon year round, and I mean not year round. When it's in season, they're always going to come with these ones that have the little white seeds. Yes, I have to buy those. That's just what it is. Because I like my watermelon, my beautiful watermelon juice my daughters make. Oh my goodness. That's a lovely recipe they make when it's summer and spring. Also, I'll grow my own melons, but and then when you want to go to get them from somewhere, you got people who wants to overcharge. I get it because it's rare. I can never get seeded grapes when it's supposed to be in season. So this is just modern day farming. Modern day farming. All right. So yes, you have organic farms that spray something called, it's OMRI. I think that's like the little they spray certain things on there. Now they say it's good for organic farms, but it's still certain types of chemicals that they say is good for organic farms. All right. So the Most High have been looking after us, because a lot of these things that's going on, especially these old chemtrails, man, we would have been out of there. So I'm just giving you something to add to your spiritual armor. What are some other things we face today? Mineral poor soil, chlorinated water, processed foods, stressful lifestyles. They've taken these copper pipes away from us, obviously. And copper really, 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 really helps. I take copper morning and night when it comes to our colloidal, and I will be offering a proper copper powder supplement on Lion's Homestead. I'll be offering that soon for those who need to know exactly how much they're dealing with every day, because you cannot tell with the colloidal. But I take it morning and night. Man, it's just amazing. I mean, when I had that elbow pain, and I'm going to tell you, that elbow pain was here for 8 months. And I said, oh, man, I'm lacking copper. I had actually forgot. And I said, man, I cannot offer this to the people. I can't not, how many people who may be dealing with inflammation and don't know they just lacking it because they're not up to date on copper. 2 days it went away, guys. Oh my goodness. I have been putting ice. I have been doing everything in the book. And sometimes, I just get really busy. I'm just one man. So, and me and my wife was talking, and it just came up like, hold up. Oh man, ain't been taking the copper. 2 days, the pain went away. 2 days. And I'm talking about the pain was like, you could put, that pain if you lift weights and you, whoo, that elbow tendonitis and all that, man, 2 days it went away. So it's crazy because these minerals used to be in the soil. Do I recommend black cow? Well, there's farmers on YouTube who have had some issues with black cow before, and there's a lot who have benefits. So, I got my own black cow, so I use mine now, but I don't see anything wrong with it. I've used it before, but you can do a soil test on it. You know what I mean? Now, glucosamine didn't help me. I'm sorry to tell you, Julian Davis. The copper cup is not enough. I have a whole big copper vessel for the family that we get water out of every day. It's not enough copper coming in there. Sorry. Glucosamine is not enough either. Julian Davis, it's not enough. Sorry. It didn't help me. So I've been doing this for a long time. Trust me. I've been doing this for a long time. So you got to study copper. and I'm going to come on and do a lesson just about copper very soon. You have pain receptors that can turn on even if you don't have pain in your body. You have pain receptors that can actually turn on if you're lacking copper. Just so you guys know, it's that deep. You cannot just absorb your iron with vitamin C. If you're missing copper, you're just not going to get it. And if you overtake copper, you're going to feel nauseated and feel like you're going to throw up. Let me tell you, anything I tell y'all, don't just jump and pour things down your throat. So just be very careful. If you're not getting it from me and you don't take according to what it said, hey, be careful. Okay? Just be careful and make sure you do your research. All right? Just so you guys know. Processed food, stressful lifestyles. I have to show you, oh man, I hope I can find it, about how there's a video out there and the doctor was showing like circles that would come on the brain from stress. And then what would happen with the body is that the body would start to decay. The body would start to like die, become sick. Yeah, facts. He had showed this in a person's brain when people start to stress. Yeah. Well, you can yeah, is there something for seizures? Yeah, you can just Google it. You got Google. I can't come on here and say what's for seizures like that, not just on here online like that. Sorry. Just Google it. Stressful lifestyles, lack of sunlight. Right now, if you're on the East Coast, if you're in UK, oh Lord, you need to get your vitamin D3 levels up. Okay, just take it a few times a week. Make sure you got one with K2 in there. If you can't find one, we have a good one at KIIYsupplements.com. Even I take it every day. I have raw milk and all that, but I still take my vitamin D3 plus K2 at least 3 times a week in this winter time. It's very important in winter. Very important. And K2 more so is important because a lot of people are not getting K2 because they don't have fermented foods and they don't get grass-fed animals. You can get it in butter. Excuse me. You can get it in butter. You can get it in tallow and a lot of these things, but it has to be grass-fed. And if you don't know how much you're getting and you're not consistent with it, you're going to have issues, okay? All right? So you can have, from the poor soil causes, deficiencies in magnesium, iodine, copper, K2, selenium, and D3. Just like I just told y'all, all right? So, let me see here. How I wash and clean my vegetables. I want to show this part really quick. 1 second. My sister from Florida sent me this. Thank you, sis. Remember I told you I was going to go into this tonight? Fair use for educational purposes only.
See on your apple. When you have a 4 there, that means it's covered and coated in pesticides, and it's covered with a...
Now, a lot of people put these videos out and they try to give their own spin on it, but, you know. Hebrew Views. If you stay tuned, I'll show you after the show. LionsHomestead.com or KIIYsupplements.com. You'll see everything you need of what I spoke about tonight. KIIYsupplements.com or LionsHomestead.com, okay? And if you don't want mine, I'm sure you might can find one from China on Amazon, and hopefully you get you a good one. It's like rolling the dice.
Wax. So every time you eat an apple, you're eating a layer of wax and plastic that's around the apple.
Okay, let's create a little clarity here. Any wax you see on an organic apple, number 9, is actually naturally produced by the apple. I grow apples and I see this every year. It's known as a plume. However, he's right that the wax on a conventional apple, which is numbered 4, is not natural. And those are also sprayed with pesticides. I don't know that I would even eat these apples, but peeling them would probably be the best thing to do. But if you see the number 8 as the first number, this is a genetically modified food, which shouldn't even exist. but does thanks to these guys.
Well, here's what you make sure you don't want to see on your apple.
So when it comes to number 8, that's genetically modified, just if you guys didn't know, 3 and 4, number 3 and number 4 is conventionally grown, but it is sprayed with pesticides. Now, when it comes to me personally, I do not buy everything organic, and I can't just go through a whole list of what I do and what I don't, but things that can be penetrated for the most part, like strawberries, blueberries, I have to buy those organic because the sprays are just going to penetrate that too easy. All beans are non-GMO, but they are still sprayed. They are sprayed with glyphosate when they harvest them, unfortunately, just to tell you the truth. So if you get your beans, if you soak them to the point where they're getting ready to sprout almost, the fermentation process of doing that, the microbes or the probiotics that come on the bean will actually destroy the glyphosate on it. That's how powerful probiotics and the process of fermentation is. Some of the lactic acid bacteria, some of whatever these little creatures and critters that the Most High created, these little tiny things, these little living organisms, they will destroy it. I know this for a fact. Also, let me say this. Let me say not you can. Also, okay. As a matter of fact, let's do this really quick. Let's do this really quick. First. All right. My wife was supposed to send me this one thing, how this chlorine dioxide, this CDS can actually hey, let me say it like this. It can actually deal with this pesticide you see here, and then it can make it usable for the body. Now, I know it sounds crazy. That's how powerful some of these things that I mentioned are. Just say it like that. All right. MIT, this is needtoknow.news. MIT researcher explains how chlorine dioxide, which is CDS, or what people have nicknamed MMS, destroys toxicity of glyphosate poison. So, I'm not going to go through the whole thing. You guys can go through it if you want to, because I think the less I speak about this one, the better, unfortunately. But you can go to it if you need to. I have another link here. One moment. Fair use for educational purposes only. These are not the views or of the Gathering of Christ Church. This is just for fair use, general fair use only. Okay. This is Mike Adams. He's a scientist. He is speaking on his research from his own labs, his own self. All right.
All right. So the transfer is done. I'm going to hand these over to my lab tech that does the glyphosate testing, which is on our triple quad mass spec instrument. I was told that chlorine dioxide destroys glyphosate, but I'm like, don't trust and then verify.
If you have any questions, just call in after I'm done here.
I don't trust anything anybody tells me, but I want to verify it and find out. Maybe they're right. All right, welcome back. We have the test results now. It's been, a week or whatever it's been. So the vial on the left, which is A, I labeled it A, that has 58 parts per billion of glyphosate in it. Vial B, where we added the chlorine dioxide, it only has 15.8 parts per billion glyphosate, which means that the chlorine dioxide destroyed 73% roughly of the glyphosate. Wow. I mean, there's your answer. It destroyed 73% of the glyphosate. I'm actually surprised.
All right. So, You don't have the number? Don't worry. I'm getting ready to put the number up here. Adaya 9188 in just a second, okay? I'm getting ready to put it up there in just a second. But I'm going to put it up there, but you can't call in just yet. I will let you know when to call in. It's 979, just so you can have it, 398-5875. But you can't call in just yet until I announce to call in, if you don't mind, because I won't answer it just yet. I got to finish this really quick. So, how I remove waxes and all these different things off. Well, very similar to what a lot of you do, but a lot of people know that you can use salt water, baking soda, lemon, vinegar, any type of vinegar, things that you have in your kitchen. These enzymes in vinegar, they are really, really, really powerful when it comes to mold and all type of things, okay? So, but with my meat, with my fruits and veggies, if I buy organic or not, when I take my steak is soaking, and it tastes so clean, it's soaking in a solution of chlorine dioxide. Now, this is what I do. Obviously, I used to use vinegar, lemon, baking soda. These things are all good still. But when it comes to total annihilation and parasitic worms and in the meat, no, listen. You might want to go back and watch Mike Adams. Okay? Or you might want to go to Rumble. All you got to do is just do me a favor. Go to Rumble. Type in CDS or whatever, CDS or chlorine dioxide. Just go to Rumble. And I'm going to leave it right there. Now, as far as you asking me how to deal with it, I'm sorry, I can't tell you that. I'm never going to tell you that. Okay? I just can't. It's just one of those things out of everything else. It's just one of those things I just can't tell you. That's not for me to tell you. I'm sorry. Our church will never tell you that. This is for you to do your own research about it. But I'm going to tell you something. It ain't, listen. Let me tell you. A person took the 2020, and I'm not, listen, I'm just telling you from testimonies. A person took the 2020. Now, see, this is a thing people are confused about. A person took the 2020, right? And your body still gets damaged from it. But there's something that can take it out. These things out. Whatever out. Nano, whatever it is. But that doesn't mean that your body still is not going to have suffered what have already been done, is what I'm saying. If you get what I'm saying. So, but if you're talking about something going in and better than anything out there, for those who have ears to hear, let them hear. The Most High created the earth with water. Our brain has most of the water. And, water purification. That's all I'm saying. So, you got to learn how to put the math problem together. Water purification, the Most High is water. Is a little water in the temple. We all got a little. I'm just saying. But I'm gonna tell you, if you don't do your research, that's on you. You got a part A and you got a part B, and you have to learn how to use that. So you're gonna have to really, really, really do your research. Okay? So I'm just gonna leave it there. But I'm gonna tell you, anything I do of why I got it up there and this and that, that's because it's a problem. It's a problem, baby. It's a problem. Okay? So I've been dealing with this for years, making it. But, you got a water tank. You can put it in your water tank. I got a water tank up here too, so Look, somebody asking where is part A. I'll say this. I have water purification on LionsHomestead.com. It can purify your water on your homestead. You know? So I got part A and I got part B. And that's all I can say. So you go to Rumble, you go to Rumble, you can find out the rest. All right? So, like I said, I purify all my meat before I eat with that. Pat dry it out and I deal with it. Talking about tasting clean. Oh. And making, because sometimes you can get meat, guys, and you will still have these things in your meat or whatever the case may be. So I always I don't trust anything from the store or whatever. So, and even if you do everything right, sometimes animals are going to have parasites. Sometimes animals are going to have it. You have them and you do everything right. So this is just for me when it comes to heavy metals, when it comes to glyphosate. I'm going to have to show you the article though. I don't have it here tonight, but I'm going to show you the article where one day that it's either article or video that something is so powerful. I'm going to say something that it can not only destroy glyphosate, but make it useful for the body. It changes the compound of it and makes it useful for the body. So when people be talking about they know stuff, they just be saying stuff and they don't tell people like the dangers. They don't tell people, like be careful, or they don't tell people, hey, how to go about things. And guess what? Some things you can't because it's illegal, but I'm telling you, even with basic stuff I'm saying, they'll tell you, oh, take this and do this. And then the person go do it. And it's like, they was only supposed to take this amount of milligrams of that. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I'm saying. Like, to be honest with you, I think the name is Jim Humble, was in Africa, and of how he discovered it. I think that's the guy's name. Helping our people. That's all I'm gonna say. So, but it's a lot of persecution that came with that for this, because it's one of the most powerful things on earth. That it's almost nothing that pretty much that it can't deal with. So, all right. So I wash my everything, vegetables, everything with that. And you can go and look up MMS testimonials. MMS testimonials. That's just a nickname for it. And just, you'll see your elder I don't be talking. And once again, you'll see how it's being destroyed. It's being persecuted out there as well from the powers that be. So once again, organic, just because it's organic does not mean that it's not tampered with. Many organic forms still use OMRI approved chemicals. So you can look it up. Imported organic food may not meet the U.S. standards. Okay, because if you live among these countries, they don't do everything the same. Homegrown, local regenerative farms are still superior. So if you have a farm, you can get some stuff from farmer's market. Trust me, it's going to always be superior. It may cost a little bit more, but you start growing your food, it won't cost that much more. All right. So, for the most part, that's it, man. You guys can go ahead and call in 979-398-5875 if you have a question. And we can go from there. I'm just trying to make sure I didn't have anything else here. Yeah, I don't have anything else here for the night. I'm already been on past my time. I wanted to only be in for 2 hours. So if you want to call in, if you have a question really quick, I'm going to tell you, Yeshaya 777, I could have sold Zeolite, but, Be really careful with it for the kidneys. Okay, so it's a lot of things people watch on Instagram and people promoting things, but people will promote everything, but the things that can go wrong if you don't do it right. Okay, you got to be real careful and just do your studies. So if you taking it and you good, it's all good. But I'm gonna just tell you, I don't have a Rumble page. You have to go to Rumble and type in CDS. That's all you got to do. Okay. Yeah, zeolite can really hurt those kidneys. Okay, so it does help and it does do some great things. Definitely does. But a lot of people who's promoting things, they don't care about your safety. They don't care about your safety. They care about making money. You got this thing out there, hydroxyapatite. Listen, there's nothing going to be better than eggshells. That's why our toothpaste, that's why we have eggshells. And guess how we were able to purify. You heard me talking about it through the show. So it's no games being played. Hydroxyapatite, man, it ain't doing nothing. There's a bunch of people trying to sell you some garbage that they haven't even proven to do anything. They haven't proven nothing. I've used it before. It ain't done nothing. It can't be better than what the Most High already created. And eggshells have the same thing close to our teeth. And if you're dealing with K2, fermented foods, grass-fed foods, or you're slaughtering your own cow, then you can actually help to when it comes to the teeth and the minerals, to absorb those things. All right. I just take my two-potter, I brush my teeth with my two-potter, mix a little peroxide on there. I rinse with our colloidal silver mouthwash, and I'm always dealing with K2. So you can also put kefir on there or raw milk and brush with the toothpaste, whatever, so the teeth to absorb the minerals. But if you're already having K2, then you're good. Okay. So if you want to call in, like I said, you might want to call in now because I'm getting ready to hit these old push-ups and get this good old food. I got me some chili from this old slaughtered cow, and so I'm just saying, yeah, that slaughtered cow is a whole different beast. Do I only eat homemade breads? Yes, I only eat homemade breads. Unless I'm going out for a burger every now and then, of course. I usually try to go to a burger place that has different types of buns that are alternative, but they're never going to be like my homemade bread. Because, my daughters and my wife and my daughters, they make fresh milled bread. It's made fresh. It's freshly milled. So you can't beat that. It has every vitamin and mineral except for 4. So I sell those other ones already on the site, the iodine and everything else. So you listen. If you have more questions, you're gonna have to call in because I can't read everything. Sorry. Let me see. 1 second. Let me see something really quick. Let me make sure I have it up so that you guys can call in. Give me 1 second. Let me make sure of that. You probably trying to call in and you're like, Elder, I'm trying to call in and you don't even have it open. 1 second. Y'all give me 1 second. Let me fix that. Because I had it open up earlier today. Is that it? There we go. Yeah, it is open. It is open. I got it open. We got 916 area code calling in. We got 916 area code calling in. Please don't have me playing in the background if you don't mind.
Yes, sir. Shalom, Elder.
Shalom.
1 second.
All right.
I have a quick question because I'm trying to get it all in at once when I get on your website and order. So I was just wondering if you had a bundle package, you know what I mean? Say like I got a variety of things at one time. Did you have anything to that degree?
I used to have a bundle package, but at the moment I don't right now. Off and on, I will have bundle package, but right now I don't. If you want something specific, you could just go to the site and just you know, tell them what you're looking for and what you're trying to get, and they can get you to the right place.
Okay, cool. Because I'm trying to get it all tapping in all what you talked about because I'm trying to get it all the way right. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
well, some things are on both sites. Some things are on my sister's site, lionsHomestead.com. It's lionsHomestead.com. And then you have my supplement site, which is KIIY supplements.com. And you can just type in the chat, and the customer service, they will help you and get you whatever you need, all right?
Yes, sir. Appreciate you. Double honors, Elder, and for sure I'm on that. Appreciate you.
Where you from? What's your name?
My name is Tazawa. I'm from Arizona Body.
Okay. All praises. Sir. All praise. Thank you for calling in the
show
tonight.
Yes, sir.
Bless you.
Yes, sir. All right. Bless you.
Shalom. All righty. If we have any more callers, y'all go ahead and call in, cause I got a lot of work to do tomorrow on this homestead. All right, well, listen, I'm not gonna wait any longer, cause I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here, and yes, be looking out for some more great shows here very, very soon, man. I got some powerful information to bring out. I'm not gonna tell you what I'm gonna bring out, but I have some powerful information to bring out. And just keep in mind, like, we have grace, but when we learn certain things, it's not in our mind that the Most High have given us wisdom of how to either overcome it or something He wants us to get around now, right? We have another caller, 929 area code.
Shalom, Elder.
Shalom. Who we have calling in?
Brother Yassar from the New York Body. I'm the Bishop Shamal.
Already. Shalom, my brother. I like that old. You sound like from the old New York. How old are you, brother?
32.
All right. It's like the Wu-Tang.
I got 10 in, so you know I'm from that early era.
I love it.
Crazy.
I love it, man. Listen, it's missing, brother. I'm gonna tell you right now, it's missing with this new young generation, but it's all good. What you got for me tonight, King?
Quick question, Elder. Liver. What's good for cleaning the liver?
Oh, you have things that's like milk thistle. You got that dandelion root, that burdock root. So I got like my tea itself on my lionshomestead.com. It pretty much got like it's when it comes to that, it's every day. Like I deal with that every day on purpose because of that dandelion, and it's a lot of other things that's in there that exactly deals with that. So dandelion is one of the most powerful, the root itself. So it's called Lion's Brew Tea, and I sip that every day. That's what I'm sipping right now. So because it's just certain things I like to have an anti-C word, you know, the big C word that everybody be getting. I like to have that every day, and something that's gonna cleanse the blood and the liver, you know, and the kidneys every day. So the dandelion is good for the kidneys and the liver. So that's that's
on the KIIY or the Lions Man website.
That's on the Lions Homestead. It's called lionsHomestead.com.
Okay. All
yes,
right.
Sir. Yes, sir.
I'm gonna check it out, Elder. The water.
Yeah, and let me tell you something. When you get that thing, I don't know if you're married, but you had a wife. You put some heavy whipping cream, whip that thing, and put it on top. So you got it like Starbucks. Let me tell you, it's gonna be on like Donkey Kong, King. All right.
All praises. I'm gonna check it out, Elder Rawchaa.
Yeah, yes, sir. All right, Shalom. Shalom.
Rawchaa.
Man, it was good to hear that old, thorough New York voice. Man, man, that boy, that was powerful, man. Yeah, buddy. You know, you always had some real ones in New York, though. I'm gonna tell you right now, you always had the. See, this is the thing. We always loved each other from a different coasts, but you always got these haters that come out, and we got to stop that, man, because it's always some real ones from each place. All praises be to the Most High, man. I thought I missed a call. Did I miss one here? Let me see. Did I miss one here? I don't know. But if you want to call in really quick again. But like I said, man, before we close out the show, what did somebody say? Yeast or sourdough or both? You can deal with yeast or sourdough. Sourdough is just far better for you when it comes to your digestive system. 727.
But like I said, man,
727 area code. Who's calling in? You got me playing in the background? Okay, I guess they hung up. Okay. 727 area code.
Yes, shalom.
Shalom.
Yes. How you doing, Elder? My name is Vaughn. I was wondering.
Where you calling from, King?
What? I'm calling from Clearwater, Florida.
Okay, already. What you got for me?
Yeah, and yes, I wanted to know what is good for the lungs.
You say for what? The lungs?
Yeah, the lungs.
Oh man, you got so many things that's good for the lungs. I can't think right now. But if you come to because I have so many different type of herbs that's specifically good for that. I got one I grow. You understand, on my homestead that's in one of my sleepy teas that's coming. Just do me a favor. Send me a go. You can go to one of the sites and you could just ask that question again, because there's so many different things. You got mullein, of course. Somebody said in there. I that's one of the ones I was gonna say, but it was so many that I had in my mind. But definitely mullein it's definitely good with it. It helps with a lot of phlegm and things like that as well. But it's a powerful one, even more than that came to my mind. But so if you just hit us up on Key Supplements on the chat, then we will let you know if we have it on there, or we will send you in the right direction if we don't.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I appreciate that. Hey, just quick things I want to tell you before I get off here.
Yes, sir.
Yes, I've been wanting to. I've been watching you guys a lot on YouTube with my wife.
Okay.
And you guys be right on point with everything I be thinking. But see, I'm not in the church or nothing like that. I'm from Chicago, but I moved to Florida.
Okay.
And I've been down here to change my life and everything. I was in the streets, stuff like that. So I have 3 children, and I'm trying to get more. I know I'm righteous, but I want to be more righteous by getting involved with you guys, because you guys be right on point with the thoughts I be having about the Most High and righting the wrongs and being, righteous. And I'm trying my best. I just wanted to know, how can I get involved?
Oh man, listen, it's nothing, man. All we got to do is if you send us an email, and we can get you to a body where you are. I mean, we got body in Florida. You know what I mean? We got Elder Fernell out there in Florida, man. So I have your number here, and I'm going to let me see here. I have your number here, and I'm going to try to send you a message, or I can send your number to Elder Fernell, or I can send him your number, and then you can get with him, and then we can try to get you with the body in Florida, because that's definitely where you want to be.
Yes, sir. Yes, I'm with it, man. I'm trying to get everything right, especially for my children and everything.
Oh yeah, we gonna help you get it right. That's what we here for, my brother. Don't worry about it. What's your name again?
My name is Corvon.
Okay, okay. All right. Thank you for calling in tonight, my brother. Bless you, all right?
Bless you. Thank you.
All right now, Shalom.
So.
All right, guys, that's gonna be it for tonight. We're gonna get up out of here. And don't forget, if you don't listen, you're gonna miss it. If you listen, you're gonna glisten.
The Bible. Is it hard to understand?
When it comes to reading the Bible, the first thing that comes to mind is the fact that this is the Word of God.
The seals have been broken, and the truth is here.
And when we go throughout the scriptures, when we go throughout extra biblical records, we find that the language that God employed, that He used to create the heavens and the earth, was the Hebrew language.
Christ said, I came for the lost sheep of the house of Israel. But yet no one, no religious leader, no religious church out there anywhere can now identify the 12 tribes of Israel. Can we? God is quite simple, but it seems as if man makes understanding Him hard.
What are those mysteries?
The truth of your book and the truth will make you